Howdy, friend. Welcome to Homegrown. I'm your host, R.P. Smith. I just wound up my annual reading of the book of Ecclesiastes, King Solomon's rendition of the blues. In this book, he covers the futility of striving after worldly gain. What a great reminder from the wealthiest man in history to keep your focus on the Lord, because that relationship is the only thing that is really going to matter. I had a chance to have lunch with PRCA World Champion all-around cowboy Paul Turney this past week. Paul was in Broken Bow for his induction into the Broken Bow High School Distinguished Alumni Group. I hadn't planned ahead and bought a ticket, so by the time everyone else was seated, one of the few spots left was at the table next to Paul. That was my lucky day. I was reminded of the drive that made him a champion, not just from his speech, but in our conversation over dinner, and my inquiry over his current business, raising and training performance quarter horses. Paul mentioned that his stallion was in the trailer in the parking lot, and that he had competed in a team roping out at the fairgrounds earlier in the day. I asked how that went, and he matter-of-factly replied, "I won a little money." My next question was if he was catching another rodeo on the way back to Hot Springs, South Dakota. He said he didn't have another one that day, but the following day he would compete about 45 miles from his home base. At 72 years of age, Paul Turney is still setting a great example of striving for the utmost, but also giving honor to the one who gives us our abilities. He wrapped up his induction speech by sharing about the importance of his relationship with his Lord and Savior. Back to where I started, with finishing the book of Ecclesiastes. My book that was first published 29 years ago has a poem called Last Ditch Effort. I'm pretty sure that poem was written before I had read this wisdom chapter. But as King Solomon alluded to, there's nothing new under the sun. I've got 3 geldings in my string, all better than I've had before. But life would be more fulfillin' if I was pitching hay to just one more. My broodmare band is a solo act, just her and the stud in that pen. But the AQHA says to get anywhere, I have to have at least 10. I have 150 cows. The banker has no paper on. To be a success, I need 300. Even if I'm overdrawn. I guess that's what's made our country great, to always reach for a higher goal, but I fear sometimes our desire for more has gotten way out of control. The economy's a mess when people don't spend, so we buy more and borrow more, and the cycle just doesn't end. What good are earthly riches if it ransoms you your soul? 'Cause no matter how much we make in life, we all wind up in the hole. I know that 6 foot under is the standard depth when our soul is on this earth no more. But it's a competitive world, and to be my best, put me down at least 6'4". Thanks for riding along on Homegrown this morning. Hoping that the Lord blesses you real good today, that He is raining on your place, and that our happy trails cross again soon. I'm R.P. Smith.